All right, we're going to talk about stock selection, which is, I don't know, arguably 2/3 of the whole process here. Obviously, you want to select the correct stocks to trade, or you're just going to be on the back foot from the beginning. So I'm looking over here, and I'm looking at my top gainers over here. All right, this is a Zendu scanner. It's one of the first things I load into when I open up my computer. So I'm looking for the top gainers. I'm looking for what the float is, and I'm looking for a low float gainer that's in my price range. So right now we're going to start at this SHFS. Let's take a look at that.
RCT.
Then I'm going to look back on the chart on the daily here. And I see that there was gap fill that's been already kind of pushed through. Ideally, I'd want to trade this on this day when it was pushing up through the gap fill. It looks like it's been having trouble getting over this area here.
RCT.
So it popped into the area, rejected, rejected, rejected. So this is probably not going to be something I'm looking to trade today. So we'll move on to the next thing. Also, we're looking for a news catalyst on this, and I do not have a news catalyst. And here's my news feed right here. And I do not see anything from today that gives me any type of catalyst that makes me want to trade it.
RCT.
And then I'm going to look at how it's being traded. I don't see a bunch of excitement in this name, so I'm going to move on to something else. So this one here seems to be the top gainer now, but this is a $35 stock. This is going to be outside my price range, but I am going to look at it
ATCH.
because I want to see what it is, why it's moving, what sectors it's in, and is it something that I can find in a different area. So, and also what I want to know why it's moving. So let's check this out. What I'll do here is this. Step back, take more of a macro view on this. Again, daily chart, 1 day candles. And down here, we're going to look to see, first thing we always do is look for what the float is. So the float's outside of my scope. I usually like to trade things that's under like 20, 25 million shares. The lower the better, to be honest with you. Because the lower the more volatile, meaning supply and demand. Less supply, high demand equals big moves. So the lower the float, the less supply. Then you're looking for a volume, which is going to be your demand. So, and the higher the demand and the lower the volume, the potential for the bigger moves. This I do not like at all. Again, it's outside my price range. But if I were to look to trade this,
RCT.
I see that it had issues with this level. It didn't move and separate from this level. Now it's sitting up there
CLPT.
at the pre-market highs at 30, pre-market level of about $35. And it looks like it's pushing into another level of resistance up here, which it'll probably have trouble getting through. All right, so out of my price range, the move has pretty much already been made up into this level, and the float's too high, right? So the other thing I'm looking for is just to see what is this, like what kind of company it is, what sector is it in, health, technology, biotech. Okay, moving on.
CLPT.
So
KBR.
now we're looking at LAC.
RCT.
LAC is in my price range. It's not an extreme gapper. Volume, it's okay. I don't have a float, so we're going to look into that. First thing I want to do is check the float. I have no float. I wonder why that is. Chemicals, architecture, let's see here. Agricultural.
KBR.
It's not like it's a newer stock. It's been around quite some time, so I don't know why we wouldn't have a float on it. But I will check here in dilution tracker. That gives me another place where I can check for the float. All right, this float is massive. This is not something that we're going to want to trade. right? But while we're here, let's just see industrial
W,
metals,
okay.
country, Canada. Another thing is you want to keep an eye on the country. Typically, Chinese names are something we're going to want to stay away from unless they're in play. When they're in play, they have a tendency to move in
KBR.
big waves and teleport and go parabolic. But when they're not in play, stay the hell away from them. That's just my opinion. So far we don't really have anything to work with. Let's keep looking. We got a 50% gapper here, JZXN. I don't like the float. We also have CLPT. I'm not in love with the gap. I'm also not in love with the float or the volume. So automatically right away I can tell this is going to be a slow day, right? Yeah. Nothing jumping out at me. Day like this, I would either make the decision to not trade, or I would wait for the bell so I have an uptick of traders in trading volume to see if anything wants to separate and give me opportunity then. So what this usually tells me is that there's a potential that the either large caps are in play. So we'll take a look at the SPY, see where we're at. As you can see here, the SPY, the S&P 500 is again at highs, right? So
JAGS.
when you're trading these small caps, you really don't want to, in my opinion, be trying to trade into these super high levels, because there's more of a chance of this breaking
RCT.
down than going higher, kind of in its sort of natural process of like pushing higher and pulling back. So you'll see that a lot of these pushes have pullbacks associated with them.
JAGS.
So if we go back to the prior highs, like here, this was a high, pushed into that level, but then it pulled back. So where I like to trade is on this side, right here, of the SPY. Typically, this is when you'll have a little bit more of the wind at your back. So when we're into the highs, I like to be cautious. I like to see this pullback, and then kind of, and this is multiple days here that we could trade here. So right now we're into the highs. I'm expecting eventually a pullback to some type of level. It could just be a small pullback, but I don't like to trade into the highs. I want it to come back in some, maybe bounce back to these levels or this level, and then kind of make this check mark. And this is a concept called trading the right side of the V. So we don't want to trade. I mean, there's opportunity here. Not to say there's not opportunity here, but me personally, I like to trade this side of it. Right? Check down. This is probably where shorts are going to trade, and then this side is where I'd like to trade. It's like to put, where I would like to see some momentum from small caps. Not saying that that's a guarantee, but this is where I typically see that momentum on the right side of this V here. All right, so we're just going to sit back, listen to the scanner, and watch to see if anything starts to move. But I can tell already this is going to be a slower day. So let's go back to one of the top gappers. This, I really just don't like the price action on this. I'm not seeing a lot of volume. I mean, if you had to squeeze something, if there's just a potential for maybe a move to VWAP or a move back to these prior levels. But what we want to see is excitement. We want to see this stock moving higher, pulling back, moving higher, pulling back, moving higher with a ton of volume here. And I'm just not seeing that. And I don't have a news catalyst. Nothing that I'd like to trade on. So this might be a no trade day. And that's just as good as trading. If you can learn how to keep the money, it's just as good as making the money. All right. Let's check this JAGX shit.
JAGX.
You can hear the scanner calling it out. So we'll lock it in. We'll look for see if we have a news catalyst. Okay, we know that biotechs are moving a little bit. That this seems to be the only thing moving. What I don't like about it is the low volume, which tells me that this could be some type of manipulation or a whale looking to incite some excitement to dump shares, right?
JAGX.
Right. This stock is not in the best shape. This could be due to reverse splits
MVLL.
or
MRVL.
splits. But as you can see, this stock is beat up. And
WOK.
yeah, this is not something that I'm really looking to trade unless I see this volume over here spike, maybe into the 400,000, 500,000 range, then maybe. But as it stands now, this is not something that I want to trade. I'll keep it on watch. And when I say keep it on watch, I have a watch list over to my left. Here, let me show you that. Let's see if I can do that. Hold on 1 second.
WOK.
Let's see if I can just pull a watch list out. So I will populate this list full of what I believe has potential for the day, and then I will come in here every day as well, and I will take off anything that has low volume or high float,
SHFS.
or it's not. Let's say this a hot sector. I take off anything that wasn't in that sector. So right now, this has to go. This way it doesn't just muddy the waters. I just want it out my face for now, and I only want stocks that have volume in low supply, high demand, low supply. And right now we only have a couple. This one is something that was left over from last week. Let's take a peek at that. No. All right, I'm not loving any of it. So right now I only have 2 stocks on my watch list, and really only one. It's going to be this one, and I don't like it. So we're going to look for the levels from this morning. So it ran up this morning, kind of peaked here. So where it peaked, I want to look back and see if there's any sort of levels that it peaked into, high volume areas, anything like that. And I just cannot read this. So therefore, a good chance I'm not going to trade this. So today's probably going to be a no trade day. Unfortunately, I was hoping that we had some heat so I could show you guys how to pick some of these better stocks. And anytime I see biotechs kind of being lethargic, and I'm always on guard.
MRVL.
Let's see what that is. MRVL. This is something I believe I traded before. Yeah, look at this puppy.
WOK.
$80 out of my price range. You see this gap fill here? Looks like it filled that gap overnight.
POET.
POET. So now I'm just listening to the scanner and seeing if anything that I'm familiar with pops up or that has a ton of volume with a great news catalyst.
MVLL.
I'm just not seeing it. Which sucks. Because usually my best days are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Because recently I've been taking off Monday and Friday because Fridays always get kind of a little caught up. And I don't want to go into the weekend on any losses. And if I look at my data says I usually make the most money Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, a little weird. All right, so this SHFS may be the only opportunity we got. And it looks to be moving a little bit. It's now into VWAP, which I'm not thrilled with. Right, sort of pushed up through this level here into VWAP. And there's a good chance there's going to be some resistance at VWAP. Look at this on the 5 minute. So we have this check, check, potential check. And then we also have this level here, sort of this area that it has to get through. So let's call it an area instead of a level. Right, we've had issues here. What the fuck just happened there? Hold up. Let's try that again. right, so now it's pushing through. I'm still not comfortable with this. I mean, we have above this level here. So above here is where, if you were going to take a trade on this, where you may want to look at taking a trade. If it pushes through this level, holds this level, we may have a push up and through this gap here. But I would want to see it come through here strongly. Show strength over this $10, $10.50 level, 10.30 or whatever. Hold this level. And then I would look to take a trade off of this level into this gap fill here, which has the potential of filling $1 or $2 per share. On small size because, again, I'm not thrilled with the volume profile. I'm not thrilled with the fact that today feels slow. And these are the type of days that can get you in trouble, especially if you're going to trade into the highs. You don't want to trade into the highs on days like this. So in essence, we're looking for momentum. And I don't see much momentum. So this is, sort of this hurry up and wait game, right? If you get here and you're impatient and you just start pressing buttons, this is when people get in trouble. So I'm going to wait. Right? You see that pull back, right? So it tapped VWAP, pushed above VWAP, failed, and now it's rejecting. So now we're looking for a potential for one of these type of things. Something like that. Something like that. Something like that to trade off the bounce. So let's say in at this area is where the highs were at. Let's say it goes into here. And I'm going to take a small trade on this only because I feel like it is starting to make that bounce. Let's see. Now if we get up, yep, here we go. Let's see. And just for shits and gigs, we're just going to take one share. Just to see if it'll pull through. 920s. Looking for a move into the 940s. I'm just going to wait till I see a little bit more volume pick up, a little more strength, a little more price action to the upside. And then I'll look to make a move on it. All right, remember that area here? This is the area we want to get up and through. So let's see if it wants to take us through that area. And we'll take a trade through there. Quick scalp. If it pops through, we'll take it. If it doesn't work, we'll get out right away. Here, I'm in. 925.
RCT.
I'll take this here. And I'm at 936. I kind of punched out a little early.
SHFS.
I missed about, I don't know, another 20 cents of profit there. That's only a one. It's only a one share. All right, now we're getting into this area here. 950
RCT.
And I'm looking at the time. It's at the box here. I'm looking for signs of momentum as well as increases in volume.
POET.
I'm just kind of getting my feet wet here. I want to see if I can dial in and catch the rhythm of this thing, kind of ride the wave. Oh, I missed that.
RCT.
We're going to flatten out on that.
SHFS.
We'll cancel that. I tried to punch that in there before I took that move, but I was late. So now I'm not going to chase behind that. I want to see it pull back a little bit again. I kind of missed my opportunity. Now we're back down in through there. Peaked at 970.
RCT.
We're back into 950.
TNFA.
All right, we have a clear trend.
WOK.
But again, we're still into this area here. that it historically has had trouble, what was historically for the day has had trouble getting through. So we want to see it get through it. If it gets through it, I'll up my size, and then I will look. Yeah, I would look to put it on a little size and take the trade. But I want to see how it reacts to this kind of area here. I want to get up above here.
TNFA.
Again, there's not a ton of going on here.
RCT.
What's the float on this thing? Under 2 million shares.
TNFA.
Was it? Hold up, let's see.
NVIS.
Our float is 1.66 million, 1.5 million, which is right where we want it to be.
RCT.
That's a good float.
Double
We're in
OK.
50s. I'm gonna size up. I do not like these pin boards up here, so we'll wait for a pull and see if we can get this volume spike again. So now we're looking at 230 million shares, 1,000 shares of volume here. So we'll see if we see something that goes above that on the upside. Sort of a bullish sentiment.
RCT.
Looks a little weak here, but again, we're having another one of these
WOK. TNFA.
situations. I know above this level we have good gap fill if it decides it goes up, back up that way. And again, it's a waiting game, man.
RCT.
Patience is the key to this shit. You come in here, you run in here and just start pressing buttons, you're gonna get cooked every single day, regardless of what the momentum is,
WOK.
what stock you pick.
TNFA.
So I'm watching the volume per minute. The last minute, we had about 260,000. Right now we're only at 89,000. And this is a new minute. So this is not giving me that bullish sentiment that I'm looking for, that price action I'm looking for.
WOK. TNFA.
And this is more like trading a large cap when you're trading around these levels. Your Teslas and whatnot, it would trade more like this. Sometimes you get in here in the morning and some of these small caps are just flying on momentum. You could just scalp them on the way up. This is more moving like a large cap because we have this big area here that we're negotiating. But if it doesn't break down, there's a high potential that it moves this to $10. And I want a piece of that one. It's breaking down.
TNFA.
What is going on? TNFA. Hold up. And it's not good. Let's check out that TNFA while we're here. That might be a better look. Nah, moving on low volume. And what I mean by low volume, you got to be careful when these things start to move on low volume. I'll show you. Big spike from 3 to there on low volume now. So we get that spike and then we get that pullback. And then I'm looking for a news catalyst. Okay, quantum. I like that. Hold up.
TNFA.
Let's just jump in there. All right, 430 we're at. I'm gonna get some more. Average of 425. But we do have a quantum catalyst. We may get us a little bit more spikes from some algos. Not looking like it. Okay, back to 4. Let's see if we get back, push back up. I'm at 4 1/4. I'm not seeing the volume I like.
ARBN.
I just want to see if I can catch a spike on these algos. All right, 4.25 here. 423. I like this pattern. See if it pushes. Out at 431. I missed that move again. 450 is where I should have got out, but it's fine. I got a little squirrely because I do feel like this is going to pull back in because I don't like the volume, but I do like the news catalyst. So certain time. So right now, these quantum catalysts, this quantum news stuff has been moving stocks. So when I see the quantum thing, I'm like, all right, maybe it's worth me taking the chance of just pulling the trigger on it.
TNFA.
All right, so now after I made that trade, I'm going to look back here and just see we're at 493. Okay, I don't see any gap fill. So I'm super cautious on this one. I like the pin bar. Let's see if I can catch some momentum if that thing decides it wants to go again. But I want to see the volume spike.
TNFA.
We get that volume spike. Ooh, I missed it. I missed it again. 457. I'm out 470. Now, if I'd have took that with some sizes, it'd have been a worthwhile adventure here. Now we're into 5. Look at that, teleport through 5. This thing's eventually probably going to crash, though. So I'm going to step the fuck away from it. I'm a little pissed off that I didn't hold a little longer because, look, see that? That's what we want. That's what we're looking for in small caps. But you got to be super cautious on this type of shit until it really proves that it's going to continue to move on you. So now I'd be looking for, if I was going to take another entry, a pullback into maybe these prior levels here. It's a prior high.
PMCB.
And here, let's see if it stays up here. If it wants to collapse through there, maybe come back down into this level. I don't know. But with that, so you see that quantum. When you start talking quantum, you start talking in AI, depending on what is hot. Right now, it's nuclear, quantum. Obviously, AI is always kind of hot.
TNFA.
Where the hell is
PMCB.
my news feed? Where'd that go? And if you could read this shit, like, I could have just took 1,000 shares there, and like that'd been my whole day. One good trade, 1,000 shares, 30-40 cents a share, would have been it.
VAVA.
But you know, I got this account is kind of a smaller account. I've been just kind of slow rolling this, dialing in, becoming a better trader with small cash. Because I'm not gonna sit here and lose thousands of dollars trying to, you know, learn. And even as long as I've been doing, I'm still learning.
QURE.
Become way more consistent. You see this pullback?
WOK.
This is what I want to see. Boom.
VAVA. TNFA.
TNFA.
So now you see the speed of the tape, right?
PMCB.
The level 2 speed, the speed on the tape, momentum to the upside, right? Momentum to the upside. Good chance we go over 6 here. Boom, 627. You see that teleport from it was like 598 and it jumped right up to 630, 620 something. Right? Look at this.
TNFA.
So now
TNFA.
I would probably step away from this because I think it could crash. It's pretty extended.
PMCB.
Yeah, see, we're back down to 5. But again, there's nothing else to trade today, so you're gonna have a ton of traders on this. So it may go higher than I think. But once I see this extension, I want to get in on this first level. Right? Let's call it the second level. 1.
TNFA.
2, right? That's where I want to trade in. So when we get back to a third extension where it may goes like this or straight up, typically is where you get that failure in that third sort of pullback extension. Now it could be on a 1 minute, it could be on a 5 minute. And if I look at the 5 minute, this thing's pretty much going straight up. 15 minute straight up. And I don't see any levels that I could trade into. I mean, I have. Okay, there's a little gap here. Where are we at? 640? Okay, so there's a gap here. Right? There's a gap. And it just kind of filled the gap. Right? Right. So I just did that without even looking on the left, and look how that kind of lines up right where we need to be. Right. So straight up, we may have more on this. This may pull back, do a second move, and then after the bell, pull back and do a third move. So there may be some more to this. But this is the type of shit we're looking for. And that's why you got to be patient. Because this is the type of shit we're looking for. And even though these slower days kind of suck, the benefit of these slower days is when something like that happens, you're going to have a ton of traders on it. So it's going to have a better chance to make these clean moves and stuff, because traders aren't kind of, attention isn't spread around. It's more focused on this one stock. You're going to have to put it the hive mentality, the pack mentality.
PMCB.
I just want to let y'all know, I don't just be talking this shit, man. Me personally, I'm going to win in every arena. I don't give a fuck what it is. Every arena. People, I know I'll be sounding boastful and shit, but people can't fuck with me like that, man. Let's keep it a stack, man. I do all of it.
JZXN.
And I'm a top flight dad. Like, I do everything good. I'm good at everything. So here's this pullback, right, into VWAP, into your EMAs, your moving average. So this is the 9 EMA, this is VWAP here. So this is sort of that second leg on this 5 minute chart here. So let's see if it wants to collapse and roll over, or if it wants to continue to go. So what I would do is go take a look at this news catalyst again, because this could be bullshit. You could just associate quantum in the fucking name, and it'll go, and then you read deeper, and it's like, oh, they just changed their fucking name from TNF to TNF quantum, when there's really no fucking quantum going on there, no actual quantum computing going on there. So let's see what's going on here. And I've learned the hard way that the best stocks to trade are the ones that have this breaking news. And then you can start to learn over time which news catalysts are going to give you would expect to get bigger moves off of. And I know that quantum has been hot recently, even though quantum is still fucking 10 years down the road or whatever, maybe 5 years down the road. But it's going to be the next AI movement. It's going to be a big movement when it does eventually come into play, because it's going to change a lot about how computation works. So I know that. So anything quantum, people get excited, they start dumping money into it, and they start trading it, and I just get along for the ride, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm just riding the wave. I'm not trying to assert my will on the stock market. I'm just riding the guys with the big money, their wave. Here's the bell. Let's see how this reacts to the bell. So what I would like to see, believe it or not, is a pull, then a move. These moves right off the bell upwards scare the fuck out of me. Because at one point you would get this open range breakout and it would just rush. This thing's halting up. So this, yeah, with that quantum catalyst, I guess this is the one for today. It's halting up. So you'd have to keep your ear out for the scanner, because if you hear any other tickers go off that are associated with quantum, you're going to want to take note of that. So this halt is when a stock moves up more than 10% in either direction in under a certain amount of time. This platform doesn't give you halt levels, but I could just kind of feel it now, because I know what it looks like. You see all this green, you see this big movement. This is made. This was made during a flash crash.
TNFA halting.
To give people
ABAT.
time to
TNFA
think.
will
So
resume at 9 hours,
it works
35
in the
minutes and
reverse, the
32
same way it
seconds.
works up.
ATMB
So as it
halting.
moves up,
ATMB will resume at
it
9 hours,
halts to
35
give
minutes
traders and
17
people some
seconds.
time to digest whatever news is making it move, in the same way
SLNC.
it moves down. This way you can avoid a flash crash, which could pretty much
COMT.
tank the whole fucking market.
MBOT. QS.
CCCXW.
Now you hear all that other stuff chiming out?
LAC.
So now we go look at that.
DEFT. TECK.
TNFA. ABAT. DDD.
ABAT, I would look at ABAT. You can see what
SGML.
it is.
ABAT. HOND.
And I want to see if it has a catalyst that has anything to do with quantum.
SLNH. CIFR.
Battery technology, but that fucker's flying. I want to watch flying like that. That's something I would look to trade.
CRML. SPCE. CLPT. PMCB.
Let's go pull ABAT up. Okay, and then another thing too, if you look over here at the volatility hold scanner, you're going to give you a resumption time. So TNFA was halted at 9:30 and 32 seconds. It's going to be 5 to 10 minutes later it'll open up. Typically it's 5, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's longer. But typically it's 5 minutes later, so 9:30:32, it reopens 9:35:32, and we'll see if it takes off again or crashes. This is where it becomes dangerous. So we got about 3 minutes before this thing resumes, and we're going to take a look at that. In the meantime, I'm going to look at ABAT on my upper screen here, out of view.
IONZ.
And,
RDW. UUUU.
and we're just going to
UEC.
wash, rinse, and repeat.
TGV. LAR.
We're looking for float, we're looking for catalyst, we're looking for a price action.
CYCN. TGB.
Big move
SLNH.
on volume.
LAC.
ARVN.
I don't see a clear
CIFR.
catalyst.
UABS.
So I would probably stay away from this.
ATCH.
Yeah, this thing's
SLNH.
super extended
UEC.
on lower volume
CT.
with a high
ABAT.
float. So I got
LAC.
my float on this is
UUUU.
112 million. I'm not going to trade that.
UUUU.
So we're just going to sit here and wait for TNFA to resume. This way you guys can get an idea what a halt resumption looks like. This is where the money's at. Stocks like this, they're going to move higher. They're going to pull back into their prior highs area, not directly to the level, but area. It's prior high. And then we're looking to make a move off of that level. During a halt, we could teleport higher. This thing can open up higher.
CRML.
What do we got here? What do we got? 643.
TRO. UEC.
Whole scanner
LAC.
says a possible
SHFS.
resumption price of 619,
PLUG.
which makes it lower than where it started. So we're going to be cautious in this.
HOWL.
MBIS.
Fucking neighbors are weirdos downstairs doing weirdo shit. I can't stand these fuckers. I can't wait till we buy this house.
UUUU.
Fucking weirdos.
LAR.
TRO.
ATMB may resume in less than a minute.
SHFS.
LAC. NB.
So instead of making like a, try to make a trying to look ahead and see what this is going to do. Just say, hey, it could go up, it could go down.
LAC.
And
MBIS.
we'll base our trading off of where it goes. So we got another minute to resumption. So 35, 32.
BKKT. UUUU.
TRO.
This ABAT looks like it's
LAC.
sort of going, but I don't trust it. The ABAT I don't trust. Flows too high. I'm actually going to take it off my watch list. 30 seconds to resumption on TNFA.
MBOT.
LAC. BRE.
And it could take off and teleport, or this thing could come down and you can get smashed.
BKKT.
BKKT. IRN.
10 seconds to resumption.
UUUU.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a prediction. I'm just going to play it as it opens up. Okay, 3, 2, here we go. Let's see if it opens up.
ATCH.
Boom. Boom. Okay. Okay.
AGMH.
All right. Now it's halting down, right?
BERI.
This is why you don't want to make a prediction. You don't want to load the boat into these halts, even though it's tempting, because sometimes these things open up higher in the hotter market and continue higher, and this thing could fly up to $20, $30. But you can also get the reverse of that. You load the boat, thinking it's going to go higher, and you get this, and you won't have time to get out. You won't have the time unless you have an order already in there to sell.
EDIT.
All right. You're just not going to have the time. So now you'd be
BSCF.
stuck with big size into a halt down, and you're pretty much fucked.
NIU.
Or it could open, bounce off this level, and go higher. But
TNFA will resume at 9 hours.
so if you're going to trade halts, the way to trade halts is take super, super low share size. Wait for it to open. Wait for it to test the level. If it doesn't halt down, and then if it holds this level, then heads up, then I would think about scalping it and potentially looking to hold a little piece, tiny little piece into the potential next hold up. All right, so we're gonna wait for this last halt just to see where it goes, and then I'm gonna shut this shit down. I made my couple bucks for the day.
SABA.
I'm
IRN.
fine with that.
RCT. ADVM.
CIFR. VOXR.
CLPT.
And it may not look like a lot, but
UUU.
what I recommend most people do is start with a small amount of money. First trade in the simulator, then just take like $100 and trade with $1, $2, $3 until you become consistent
NBNI.
before you start trying to put money into shit. That's how guys, you hear the stories of these guys, 95% of traders fail because they're not fucking doing the right thing. And they think they're going to sit up here and walk into the stock market where there's a bunch of billionaire players in here who manipulate the masters of the universe, guys. And they think they're going to go in there and sit down with their little $10,000 and out they pull up their 401k and they're going to make $1 million. It doesn't happen like that. This shit takes time, takes study, and you have to build intuition.
TRO.
What is these little dirty niggas doing downstairs? I hate these little dirty motherfuckers.
FGL. Be
NBNI.
funky and shit.
RIOX. EDIT.
RCT.
Moving funny and shit.
SHLS. EVH.
SLNH. NBNI.
RCT. ADVM.
NXXT.
All right, let's see when this resumption is going to play. This is expected. TNFA,
SLNH.
hold at 35.51.
NBNI. RIOX.
Resumption time,
EDIT.
40.51.
RCT.
LAC.
Now,
SLNH.
we're looking RCTs in my price
NBNI.
range, $1.53, 6.1 million. Volume's a little low. Float's a little high, 44 million float. I'm not going to mess with that.
SHFS.
FLNC.
RCT.
SLNH. RIOX. EDIT.
BTVD. SLNH.
ADVM.
ATCH.
IONZ.
FCHL.
40 and 51 is resumption.
FCHL.
EDIT.
Got about a minute.
SHFS.
RCT. DBGI.
Sorry, about a minute and a half.
SDST.
RCT.
SLNH. ATMB may resume in less than a minute. VITF. EDIT.
So I'm hearing other holds going off too. So a good indicator on if you should be putting in size on these holds is if there's other holds that's similar in price and volume and stature. If they are halting down, you may want to watch the fuck out. If you see a bunch of halt downs, you may want to watch the fuck out. Now, if you see a bunch of halt ups, maybe it's time to put on a little bit more risk.
DBGI.
CLPT.
And you can see that right here. Let me show you this.
SLNH. VITF.
So that's on my other, my
TNFA
third
may
window.
resume in less than a minute.
These will give you the halts.
ETR.
Like this will give them to you too, but as a backup, this will give you the halts too. So
EDIT. FLNC.
SHFS.
40 and 51 is the resumption. We are now at
AIR.
about 30 seconds away.
DBGI. CLPT. RIOX.
Yeah, these little dirty niggas down, so that they probably think I'm up here doing some weird shit, like a little office upstairs, but you know how niggas is, yo. You got to be doing some fucking criminality or some bullshit. The story of my motherfucking life, though. People always think they got me figured out. They do not. Yo, and I thought I had ABAT figured out, but I do not, because that shit is taken off a little bit.
FLNC.
All right, here we go.
IRN.
IBG.
Okay, so it looks like this is going to be a 10-minute halt,
DBGI.
because we're past 40 and 51
ADVM.
seconds. So now we're looking at
DDFT.
35 and 51 seconds for resumption. So it goes in chunks of 5. Yeah, I'll be having foreigns pulled out and all that shit. Niggas be thinking I'm up to no good, man. If I was up to no good, I'd be in a Maybach,
IBG.
not a fucking Audi.
SLNH. IREN.
FLNC.
RIOX.
DBGI. WOK.
CYCN. ADVM. DEFT.
CYCN.
All right, 5 minutes. I'm just gonna wait for this resumption so we see where it goes, and I'm gonna cut this shit short.
ATCH.
Few days I'm gonna add some more money in my account. I've been trading small size recently just so I can get,
IRN.
you know, just to get better, man.
RCT.
Because I've had times where like, you know, I got thousands of dollars in the account and I'm rolling, and then I'll have a big loss. I have a string of wins, then I have a big loss, and I'm sick of going through that boom and bust cycle. So I just I'm doing now is a small amount of money. I'm gonna keep running it until I get extremely consistent, which I'm at the point where I believe I'm at now, but I always feel that way, so it is what it is. We'll see. So I'm going to add a couple grand in this shit, in the cash count with the T1. It allows me to trade the 2,000 and then the next day trade that same 2,000 over. And that's enough for me to make my little 50, 60 bucks a day.
UEC.
And that's what I'm looking to make for the next year. 50, 60, 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks a day for a year or so. Build up that motherfucking account till I get it over, you know, 5, 10,000 bucks. And then I'll up my share size again, and I'll just keep following that same process. Basically earn the right to trade bigger size. Earn the right to trade bigger size. And as I earn the right, I'll add more money into the account. So where we're at? We're at 50... 49, 45, and 31, was it?
CLPT.
Yeah, 9:45 and 51.
RIOX.
All right.
SLNH.
9:45 and 51, so we're 2 minutes out.
UEC.
ATCH.
And let's look at some of this other stuff. ATCH, see now, there's guys who trade these super low sub-dollar stocks that do well. I just don't like them because you got to take a shit ton of size. And I just don't like the way they move. They're just not for me. But I respect whoever does that, because that's really the quickest way to do it. You take one of these
RCT.
50-cent stocks and you buy fucking 1,000 shares of it. And, you know, you sell it 3 pennies later, 4 pennies later. You do that over and over again. If you could do that with accuracy, you're good.
LAC.
UEC. AREC. QURE. IONZ.
RCT.
All right, yeah, ABAT slowed down, which I thought it would. Super high float, made this big move on the open when there was a ton of volume.
WOK.
And now it's slowing down.
DEFT. UEC. IONZ. QURE. LASE. RIOT.
Put the work in, and one day, opportunity
SLNH.
and hard work meets.
RIOX. TNFA may
W.
resume
Before you
in
know
less
it,
than a minute.
you turn into
RCT.
being good at something. That's the way the world works. Stick to your fucking guns.
MRAL.
It's not an easy thing to do to stand on your square, but you
SNDK.
just got to do it. You believe in yourself. You believe that you know what's right. You stand in your square, regardless of what anybody else says around you.
SLNH. RIOT.
28 seconds.
USG.
IDAI.
IDAI.
CYCN. BZAI.
FLD. CYCN.
SNDK.
Here we go. 3 seconds. Let's see where it goes. Look at that. Open up lower. Now there's a potential to bounce off of this level and pulls this way. Let's see what it does. Nope.
QURE.
Whoa. False hold down. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
ZON.
Are we gonna go? Or are we gonna? So I would think about taking a trade off of this level, a scalp. 470. I'd be in here looking for the move to $5. We're gonna stop just below 465. Here we go.
23 seconds.
I mean, I was in 470 in my mind, right? And sometimes you just gotta take the mental reps. 490 is good enough for me. Let me see if it pushes that 490 again.
ZON. ATCH.
ATCH.
I'm punching out here. So that's what?
DEFT.
20 cents. This is where I would punch out. In front of that, $5.
RCT.
Not a ton of money, but if you say you take 1,000 shares, it turns into a ton of money. Fuck is these stinking ass niggas up to?
ATCH.
My damn ring alarm going off. Here it goes. Look at that. Look at that. Now,
JZXN.
let's see if it holds 5. Flirting with that 5, hovering around that 5. We want to see it get it on top of 5 and hold it. I'm in here. 509 I would have hit. I would get out right here, 516, and I would just continue to take these small scalps.
TNFA.
All right, let's see if it holds that 5 again. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it.
ATCH. ZON.
SSKN.
SSKN.
IONZ.
Nope, not holding that 5, so it looks like it's going to retreat. We may have another hold down here coming soon.
TNFA.
If we get it on top of 5 again, it looks like it wants to hold 5. So I'm looking, my eyes are here,
WOK.
right? And I'm also peeking at the volume. I'm peeking at the volume, right? And I'm kind of in my peripheral looking for flashes, big flashes of green or red. That'll give me an idea if it's going to hold down or up. Now I'm interested here,
IONZ.
but I have to see it turn back around and make a move to the upside and get back over that 5. But I'm interested. I'm going to wait for the turn
ATCH.
over 5. Here, I'm in 502.
WOK. ATCH. TNFA.
502. I'm in. I'm going to hold here a little bit. Out. So I just lost 2 cents a share. I'm back in here above 5, 501. I'm out.
IONZ.
Just let it play itself out a little bit.
ATCH. ZVRA.
In here again, 507, 508.
WOK. ATCH.
I'm out.
TNFA.
That was bad.
DEFT.
ZVR.
And again, 505.
BZAI.
Holding. I'm out. So I'd have lost some money on this. Oh, that's why I take the mental reps.
Less than a minute.
Again, we're approaching that 5 again.
SHFS may resume in less than a minute.
WOK.
It just doesn't want to get above that 5 and hold above that 5, so I couldn't take any more trades on this until it shows it proved itself. And where we're sitting on that trend line, if it breaks down through that trend line, we can have another hold down. Big red candle, volume bar here. Doesn't bode well either.
SMCZ.
And I'm in here, 511. I'm probably going to get cooked.
TNFA.
I'm going to hold this shit too. 511, I'd be in here, 511, holding, looking for a 525.30 at this point.
ATCH. SLNHP halted. SLNHP will resume at 9 hours 54 minutes and 15 seconds. EH.
I don't like it. I'm holding it, 511.
LEXX.
I got to get out.
PLTZ.
BZAIW.
Alright, because look, we're also squeezing in between EMA, VWAP, trend line. So the next place where I really should be is as it kind of pushes in to break this, the VWAP and the trend line. And that's why you trade with small size, because you got to get that, you got to build that. It's easy to get excited and just start pressing buttons. Ugh.
LABD.
SHFS.
Yeah, this thing's turning. Look, coming down through that level. I think this thing's dead.
NTSA.
All right, everything rolled over. We're on the backside here. So this thing is pretty much dead to me at this point.
PLTZ. MSTZ.
All right. Well, I made a couple bucks today. And we got to see a hole, which is cool. Yeah, I think this is a good,
LABD.
this is good. All right, cool. Thanks for joining.
NTSA.
Now, once I find the button to turn this shit off, I'll be out here. There it goes. There it goes. I got it. All right, peace out.
XPO.